Here we go. Vertical DTLA. Happy Saturday to you, man.
I'm happy to be here. I appreciate the invite, man. This is a beautiful day, man, up here on the rooftops.
It's gorgeous, right?
It's gorgeous, bro, you know.
Shade is becoming our friend right now.
Yes.
The trees are doing their work.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mother Nature. DTLA.
Yeah, man. I mean, so happy to have you as part of the team, as part of the family.
Yeah.
You know, love your music.
Yeah.
Love your perspective and your talent and your technical skills. You know, you know, they say you kind of like, once you become a DJ, you kind of have the curse of knowing. You have the curse of being able to hear too much detail.
Right.
And, you know, when I listen to other DJs, I really appreciate a craftsman.
Yeah.
I consider you one of those for sure.
Well, I appreciate it because I work hard at it, man, and those little details that you're talking about is what I think about when away from the shows, away from the stage, when you're by myself, grinding on buying the music, and what type of tracks I want to put in my library to therefore choose from when I'm playing. And those little things like that, I believe, separates me from the next guy. You know what I mean? So that is that I would think. You know, now I'm not the only one who does that, but I feel like I'm in a small niche that can curate a set that people can really, really appreciate. Be like, yeah, it was something different. You know, I hear people say that, like, it was just something about what you did or what you played and when you played it.
Layers, you know.
Yeah,
layers.
Exactly, D.
I love trying to tell a story through a set, you know, from start to finish.
Yes.
It should be a journey.
Yes.
Like, I like color and peaks and valleys, and, you know, but it's not about me. Why don't we tell everybody a little bit about yourself? Where are you from and how'd you get started?
Oh, we could definitely do that. Yeah. My name is Cordell Pace, but my stage name is Pace, and I'm originally from the Midwest, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. But I've had a little bit of a journey. I went to college on the East Coast in Rhode Island, and then I spent some time after that in Chicago, and that's kind of where I initially fell in love with house music, the home of house music, with the the Godfather, Frankie Knuckles. That's where he's from. So I fell in love with house music there after not really growing up on house music and not really knowing what it was. But when I got to Chicago and met some people that knew about it, you know, we went to a Frankie Knuckles July 4th party. This is in the late 90s, and at the House of Blues in downtown Chicago, which I believe is still there. And he used to do an annual one. It was an all-nighter. It was like 11 p.m. to like 6. I had never really partied that deep into the night, into the morning, but that was kind of like my what you want to call it? Like I was introduction, yeah,
indoctrination.
Yeah, that's the great word for it. Yeah, exactly. I was baptized actually, right into the deep house love, the soulful house. So I went to that party, man. We left. The sun was coming up when we left the House of Blues. I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? Frankie played, some other DJs played, and he headlined. But so yeah, from there, man, I was a fan and grew more and more into loving the music, buying it. And then when I moved out here in the West Coast, man, in the early 2000s, I continued that love and finding the West Coast LA house scene, right? So fell in deep into that. And then, you know, right around 2011, I ran into a guy who owned, at the time I didn't know, but it was one of the iconic vinyl record stores of the heyday in the 80s and mid 80s and late 80s and early 90s of the house scene, LA house scene, Street Sounds Records. Street Sounds, right? I know you and your peeps you came up with know about it. And so any Bob Bagger who owns the record store, he was in the store. I came in there and I kept coming in day after day and week after week, and finally, after coming in there and talking about house all the time with him and learning more about house, he was like, you know what, you a fan, and I know you dabble in radio a little bit here, little local college radio that I did, and he put it all together. He came to the conclusion, like, you should learn how to DJ. I'm like, really? I ain't never thought about spinning records. I mean, I play records, but I never thought about, you know, spinning. So anyway, long story short, I started going in there 2 or 3 times a week between 2011 and 2012, and he taught me how to play on vinyl. And then from vinyl, we went up to CDs, because CDs at the time
started to emerge a little bit.
Right. That was what DJs were playing on. So we played on CDs. And then after he taught me everything that I could that he knew, and he felt comfortable with me moving on. I graduated, so to speak, and quote unquote. And then in 2013, January of 2013, that was when kind of my professional journey as a DJ started.
So that's pretty cool. You were just really hanging out in the store as just like almost like a gym rat, just as a fan.
Yes.
Just loving the vibe, loving the atmosphere.
Talking shop.
Yeah, it wasn't really participating directly, but just the love of it was just that pure and that rich.
Because he had a record set up right at the counter where the cash register was at.
Yeah.
There was a vinyl set up there. So, people could come in and play if you knew them, and, if you were a former student or past student, and I would listen and I would look through records and stuff like that. And he was like, well, if I'm gonna teach you like the real way, the respective way, the right way. We're gonna start off with the vinyl and beat match and learn how to, hear tunes and the layers of the sounds and when to mix in and the waveforms and all that. So it was all the little details that he did it in his way.
Very nice.
So I got to give it up to Bob. Without him, man, I wouldn't be where I'm at now, man.
There's no better feeling than putting your hands on actual Technics 1200s for the first time. And for me, the love affair was quick.
Yeah.
But everybody's journey is different. I came up on vinyl, but I do respect DJs that understand how to play by ear, understand the technical aspects of just being able to rock a set on vinyl.
Yeah.
And to me, that makes the transition into everything else, all the other technologies, like a no-brainer.
Oh, no-brainer, right. I mean, for you cats that came up on the vinyl, now that we're in the digital MP3 USB stage, I mean, it's I love talking to you guys that have came up on vinyl, because now it's a whole lot easier to bring your music with you. You can put it in your pocket as opposed to your crates and all that.
So minimal nowadays.
Yeah.
I take two things with me.
Yeah.
One flash drive.
Yeah.
And some earbuds in my pocket. I don't even carry over-the-head earphones anymore.
No, I know. You one of the few. Yeah, you throw them earbuds in, you let it hang, and you be, doing your thing, man.
Minimal. Super minimal now.
Oh man, I mean.
That's only because this is me getting back at the system after years of back-breaking work of carrying crates and records.
Oh man, no, I remember.
Doing the least.
Yeah. I respect it, bro. I mean, I grew up a music fan.
Yeah.
So, as I piece my journey together, it kind of, in an indirect way makes somewhat a little bit of a sense that I've brought into this DJ journey either later in my life, but I'm in it now because I've always been a fan. I didn't so much collect vinyl, but I collected tons of CDs, starting in college up until, all through the era of CDs. So as I reflect, every time I reflect, I'm like, I'm where I should be, because I do love music.
Yeah.
I do love all genres. You know what I mean? So.
And I think that that kind of global sense of appreciation, creative appreciation, that really fuels a good DJ. Because you're pulling your references from every side of the universe.
Of course, bro.
And that's why, again, I think I appreciate your sound and your sets, because it's not just this type of house. It's not just house type B or C or D. It's just a collection of just good music and well crafted and well orchestrated.
Purposely, right, man. And being that's what I love about the house genre. I mean, there's so many layers of dance music and subgenres go into dance music, but the house genre, man, I can stretch so much with that and use that eclectic palette to build my library and again to build a set. So to your point, man, that's part of what the Pace brand is, that eclectic journey.
So let's fast forward a little bit then, kind of to today.
Yes.
Talking about your style and how you craft sets. Different cities kind of have different sounds, There's, I think, a sound that LA has kind of emerged to have. You have a lot of tech house.
Yes.
And you have the music scene is almost reflective as LA in general, especially when you think about the food here.
Yeah.
You have everything you want here.
Right.
And within the house scene, you kind of have that too.
You do.
And I'd say, what stands out probably predominantly is, maybe the tech house scene.
Yeah.
Kind of like the EDM side of things.
Yeah, a little techno, right? Yeah.
And you also have a very strong soulful side here. Too,
Yeah.
You know, where good support for that.
Yes.
You know, with the Vertical brand, we try to keep things just sexy. You know, tribal, progressive.
Yep.
You know, Afro house, Afro tech.
Yes.
And just really try to take people on that journey. You know, hear music you've never heard before. You know, or not what everybody else is playing.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about, you know, not only what we're doing with the Vertical events and with the Vertical brand, but like the LA house scene in general? Like, what are your thoughts on
Yeah,
this?
you bring up a good point, because with LA being kind of a transient city, you have people from all over here living just in general, and then that reflects the music as well, right? So you're right, there is a techno scene down kind of in the southern part of the Southern California, the Orange County, kind of where I'm living now, and in the rave, techno rave, EDM scene. And then you come up into LA, come north into LA, you get more deep, soulful, you know what I mean? And then what I like about what you guys are doing with Vertical, you've kind of carved your own way into those two dynamics with the you know, that, like you said, the Afro scene, but it's kind of like that minimal mood music that brings you back to, you know what I mean, like kind of like you say, tribal and stuff like that. So I like all of that, you know what I mean? And so for me, it's just more for me to eat from. That's more of a plate to dip in from, you know what I mean? Because I can play on all those formats, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's perfect for what I do, and that's kind of why this region and where I'm living kind of just fits. You know what I mean, for this SoCal region.
Absolutely. I mean, it really is special in that way, because you're not being conformed to like one lane. You know, and it's not to knock any other region or city or anything. Right. Because I love going somewhere and hearing what it sounds like here. I love going somewhere and tasting what it tastes like there. I don't want to, you know, eat the same food that I eat here when you travel. It's like, what's the point? You know, when I go to Morocco, I want to eat really good North African or Algerian food, what have you.
Yes, you do, bro.
I want to feel what the Danish side of the world feels like if you're over in, you know, Amsterdam or Stockholm, or, you know, just I want to be in that vibe.
As the phrase goes, when in Rome, you know what I mean?
Yes,
you conform.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but you know, again, that's LA's identity. That identity of everything, you know, kind of makes it special. And it gives us so many options musically. You know, like again, it's because it's just sky's the limit. You know, we have that beautiful, like you said, that beautiful menu offering to eat from.
Yes. Just keep flipping those pages and be like, okay, well, it'd be like whoever's in front of me, like whatever you like, just choose, and I'm gonna play it for you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then take your clothes off. You know what I mean? Nah. I'm just serious.
You guys heard that?
Yeah. You know, for the ladies. Something special. But
it's getting hot, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's that time of the year, man. Things
94 yesterday.
Things are heating up, warming up. You know what I mean? I warm up, they warm up. You know what I mean?
Optional.
Yes. You know what I mean? Bikinis, yes.
Well, speaking of which, we're moving into pool party season, so
we are.
You know, again, you're part of the family now, as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you for having me.
And you know, we'll definitely be featuring you more in the rotation as we do more throughout the year. So I'm looking forward to what's to come. And we've had a good ride so far. You know,
we have.
What we've done. Like I said, I as a fan of the music. You know, even curating events, I'm still curating almost from a fan's perspective. Like, what do I want to hear? You know, I know I want to hear some good stuff. So, you know, being slightly selfish. Whenever
No, and
book or anything.
No, well, that's how it should be.
Partner up or team up. It's like
no, and nothing wrong with that, because you know you got to be, when you're building your brand and bringing people in, you got to be sensitive to what you want, and their vision collabs with yours, and that's what I like about what you and I did. You know, you approached me, you heard me spin, and you're like, this is what we're doing. I'm like, yo, I'm all for that. You know what I mean? I'm down for that. I can bend that way as well. You know what I mean? So now we're in 2022, and you know the pandemic is slowly fading, and things are opening up. You know, finally, you know what I mean? This is just
confidence. You know, the confidence of society is slowly being restored.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. That then now, to your point about the pool parties, everything that's coming up in the summer, we can just expand on that and just lay that Vertical brand on it just lay it on them. You know what I mean? Just heavy. It goes up and just smother them in this. Like, you don't even know about it, but you go know. At the end of the night, you go know who we are. You know what I mean? We gonna choke you out.
So speaking of which, man, I mean, again, always looking forward to hearing your music.
Yeah.
What can we expect tonight to hear from you? What are we gonna hear?
Well, you're gonna get a little bit of, I'm gonna bounce around a little bit. I've got some Afro-ness that I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go to the continent, the motherland, and we go. I'm gonna throw some Afro tech in there. I'm gonna throw some down tempo Afro-ness, and some mid-tempo, you know what I mean? I might champ it up a little bit, in terms of bringing it up to dancey, but for the most part, we got this vibe going where it's kind of kind of a lay low vibe. So I feel like I'm gonna stay in the lounge mid-tempo area with the Afro-ness, the Afro house-ness, and let people kind of vibe on my selections on what I feel like is
Speaking of your
worthy.
selection,
Yeah.
we should talk about your netcast, your show, your internet show.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
You put out. Is it monthly, weekly?
Yeah.
Bi-weekly?
Well, the open. Thank you for bringing that up. The open house selections. Yeah, it used to be weekly, but then as the pandemic hit, it was very hard to keep up with the weekly. So over the last year and a half, it's kind of monthly. When I do guest sets for other parties and promoters book me, I'll record it and throw it up on there. So now it's a monthly thing, but it's called Open House Selections. It's a deep house mix show that I curate and mix, and an hour and a half, sometimes 2-hour mixes, and it's on all the podcast platforms. And so please, if anybody that's watching, check it out.
Yeah, we'll make sure we
have a little link.
and everything. Matter of fact, I might pop it up on the screen right now.
Boom. There it is, right there.
Yeah.
Please go there, check it out. It's on all the major platforms, man. And I wish I could be a little bit more up on it like I used to be, but I'm busy. and which is a good thing.
And I swear, I feel like you're almost one of the hardest working gentlemen in the LA house scene.
Yes.
Everywhere. I just see you popping up.
Man.
Everywhere, man. OC, LA.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best to keep you running around. And
Well, hey, and I'm trying to be even more busy. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get that wallet a little bit thicker. So yeah, from LA to down to the OC and the LBC, Long Beach in between, man. I'm getting booked, and my popularity is slowly rising. You know what I mean? So I'm grinding.
So, man.
I'm grinding.
Again, it's there's a lot of DJs out there.
Yeah.
And if we have something that could really make us kind of stand out, again, those are the things that I appreciate.
Yes.
It's one of the things that I guess I'll call it more of a pet peeve than anything. It's just, you go to certain events and you can just see almost carbon copies of some of the music that people are playing. And it's just, I came from a place coming up through rave culture as just just a fan.
Yeah.
And just loving the fact that every time we went out, I was going to hear some stuff I never heard before.
Right.
And I feel like that's still my approach.
Yes.
That's what I enjoy when I go out.
Yes.
And that's what I enjoy presenting.
Yes.
And I feel like that got lost for a lot of people. You get up in age and some people just want to sing along to the classics. And, I just really, like I said, I enjoy when I see DJs and promoters that put a lot of effort into proper curation.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No, it does. I respect, to your point about that. That's true. And there is a lot of mimicking and copying to the popular tracks, of course, in the dance scene, and especially with house, those are the ones people are buying a lot because they're hearing them a lot. But back to
First page of tracks.
Oh, the first page, yeah, definitely. Beatport and tracks. So whatever algorithm they have you popping up, people like, well, I'll buy that one. I heard it. It sounds right.
On somebody's top 10.
Yeah, the top 10. Yeah, give it to me. I'll take it. If he's spinning it, I'm spinning it. And I get it. And it's not like I don't get those tracks as well. But
today, it's supporting the community too. It's supporting the artist. So
yeah,
fine.
No, but there's so much more. You know what I mean? And for me, it's not really so much of a side effort to do it because that's just how my ear is. Yeah. I'm always going for them outside tracks and those outside producers and and just finding those gems, them diamonds in the rough. Yeah, the diamonds
digging in the crates.
Right. Digging in those digital crates, man. I'm finding those tracks. And it's organic for me.
Yeah.
I hear it. I'm always listening. I'm always listening to mixes. There's another beautiful thing about the digital world now. You could be in your car listening all over. And so I'm always just like, oh, I need to write that down. What track was that? And let me find the ID on that one. So fast forward to like building my library. My library is full of those type of offbeat, offshoot tracks to go along with a few of the mainstream.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then to the point that I made earlier, yes, again, I appreciate trying to remain on the vanguard and stay innovative and try to keep people interested with new things.
Yeah.
Of course, there is always going to be great music from every era, from every time, time period, and it's I pull out some stuff here and there. It's like, oh my God, I haven't played this in a long time.
Yeah.
And I think it was underappreciated.
Yeah.
That this is how you know when somebody gets serious, when they interrupt themselves.
Yeah.
So I just. Okay.
Yeah.
So check this out.
And go third person if you can. Yeah. That helps too.
Have you ever gone shopping in your own collection?
I think I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Wait a minute. I forgot I had a lot of this
yes,
stuff. You
of
collect
course.
so much over time. And it's
yes.
Like, I haven't played this out yet. I haven't played that. And next thing you know, it's like, oh my.
Yeah, I have all.
An entire set.
Yeah, I got a whole flash drive I haven't even revisited. No, I do it all this. Yeah, I try to keep up because you get to a point now where you have 7 to 8 flash drives of music, and you sometimes you're only using the latest and the greatest that you have, but
because you're excited.
You're excited, yeah.
On your frontal lobe.
Exactly, but you gotta go back and start shopping, reshopping, and be like, oh, I got this because there's if you're buying and curating right, you should, all your USBs should be precious. That's how I look at it. You should value those. And so what you're saying, to your point about that, I do have to remind myself to let me go back 4 or 5 years and pull that USB out and throw that in there and be like, oh man, I forgot. That vibe, that old school, that track was like, that was hot back then. Let me replay it. Of course, bro. And that's the beauty of the genre. But that's the beauty of the genre of dance music, and being a deep house, soulful DJ that I am. That's what I love about it, and that's why I think it's like the greatest genre of music, because there's so many layers to it, man.
Oh my God.
And it wraps around the world.
It does.
Every continent.
It really does.
Every continent.
It really does. We love this scene, we love this music, and as presenters of it, we want the audience to feel that love back to them. They rely on us to share with them, which is why I don't like the lazy carbon copy approach.
Yes.
Oh, this is hot. Oh, this is what they're doing to get people to come to their events. Let's do that too. No.
Right.
No, we have a responsibility here.
Right.
And I really, again, just appreciate that from your perspective and everyone else that we have with us. From the internal family to the extended family.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
man, I appreciate it.
No.
Looking forward to hearing you.
Yeah.
And
we'll go deep.
I'll do my best to set you up properly, and
you always do. You always do. Whenever we go back to back, we know it's seamless. You know what I mean? And I'm looking forward to going deep house for you in the next few minutes. So
it's fun, man.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of the old days before we had all these bills and responsibilities, where we could just hang out with friends and just have jam sessions.
Oh yeah.
So these are our private jam sessions, and love that everybody comes out and participates, and it's kind of a special thing for people to be a part of. So
it is, man.
Thank you for being a part of it.
Well, thank you for having me, man. You're doing a great job with Vertical, man. I just want to say that. Thank you, man. It's a beautiful setup, man. So let's get it.
Let's keep it sexy.
Keep it sexy.